Haley here with How To Haley, and we're going to talk about the next step in setting up your Christmas tree and really elevating your game. So we've already fluffed the tree. We have built or created a counterweight base so that my cats and toddler don't knock the tree over easily. And now the next is another foundation layer of ribbon. This is a video that for years, friends and coworkers and family have been begging me to do. I've had so many people ask me to come and set up their Christmas trees because they love how I do my ribbon. So finally delivering here, I'm gonna show you how I jazz up my tree with a ribbon base. So I like to pick 3 different ribbons. I start with a wider base ribbon. This will be the first one that goes on. It is really obnoxious, but it'll get folded in underneath everything else. And once you have all the layers of your Christmas tree on, it's not gonna be as noticeable as it looks right here. Then I like to have an intermediate. This year I could not find really the color and texture I was looking for. I was hoping to find this width, but more of a blue burgundy sheer. That's been really hard to find for the past 3 or 4 years, as I've been hunting for that for my mom as well. We both have the same taste. But after last year's tree, I felt like these 2 ribbons weren't quite enough. I needed a little bit more red in my tree. And then last but not least is your top ribbon. This should be a little less distracting. This is about 1.5 inches wide. So you have your varying widths, your varying textures, mix it up a little bit. We've got glitter, we've got, I don't even know what to call this, crease, and then we have just a nice simple mat. You do want it to be wired, and you're gonna need a boatload of ribbon. Each of these is about, I think I determined they were 25 yards each. Now that sounds like a lot, but trust me, you're gonna be glad you had it, because you're going to loosely weave it layered on top of each other throughout this entire tree. And I get to the very last little bit of each of these rolls. These 2, Costco and Sam's Club are my favorite places to find ribbon. You have to look early and you have to look often. These 2 are from Costco. I wanna say I paid about $10 for each roll, so that's the cheapest way to get ribbon. I wasn't super impressed with their selections this year. Don't know what to tell you on that. But each of these is 25 yards. So we have a 5-inch and the 1.5 inches. Now this other one, in a pinch, not gonna lie, it's midnight. So craft stores aren't available right now. And I forgot that I wanted to add red. And this is a 3.5 inch from Walmart. So I needed 2 spools of this because there's only 35 feet per spool. So I'm gonna set down these 2 for now, and let's get started on the base. So a couple of tricks is when you're putting ribbon in your tree, you should not be able to trace a path of your ribbon. You want it to be very loose and very flowy. You also need to be cognizant about if your ribbon has a face. So this one does. So does the red one. So you have this beautiful glitter side, which surprisingly, this glitter doesn't shed, which is a nice perk. And then you have a more matte back. So as you're weaving your ribbon, you might have to do some twisting to prevent the backside from showing. So by twisting, you would simply, do a twist like that. I've reused this ribbon for about 4 years now, and it holds up pretty well. So you're gonna start all the way up top, and your tree topper will cover the very, very top of this ribbon. Maybe. Okay, so you're gonna start up top, kind of just stick it in there, give yourself a tail. And then here's where the magic happens. So you're gonna take a little piece and you're gonna stick it way back as far as you can, making sure this is a really dramatic loop, okay? It may look oversized now, but trust me, once you get everything on the tree, it won't seem that way. As you're going along, you may need to grab pieces of the branches to kind of bend them around your ribbon. So as you're going along, you want to have some go this direction, you want to play with it. Again, it's supposed to be very fluid and not clearly traceable. Take your time with this. Fluff it up as you go. Move some of the branches in and out. Don't have too much slack, but don't make it too tight either. It takes a lot of practice, but eventually you'll be able to do it in your sleep and you'll do a dozen Christmas trees a year. Okay, so here I'm having to pivot the ribbon so that the face shows again. Okay. All right, so we're getting a good little path. Again, not a traceable path. You and I just know where it's started and where it's been. So if you see here, I was about to do that. You don't want to have a repeat of the transition of the ribbon. You want to try to give it some good variance. So I'm going to stick this one in here, pinch it together since it's really wide, and fluff it. Okay, so you're going to go all the way around the tree. I'll speed up my process here, but you can kind of see the path that I work. I don't have anything super defined. I just kind of roll with it. And then we'll layer all the different colors. So I'm about halfway done with the tree and halfway done with my ribbon. So that's a good sign. Pace yourself. Okay, so there you have it, layer number one. Again, this is about a 5 or 6 inch ribbon. You could be done here. So if you want to just stick with one ribbon, go for it. I've done trees just like this with just the one ribbon and they still look fantastic. But I like to go a little crazy. So next I'm going to try this red ribbon and I'm going to kind of weave it throughout the other one. Play with it. Try not to have the other ribbons and pinch into the same points. You want to play around with it. Again, fluid, untraceable path, really flowy is what we're going for. I will go a little more sparingly on the red because it is so overpowering. We'll see if we like it. All right, we have the red ribbon on. Not quite sure how I feel about it yet. We'll see as the tree comes together. I will say that one was a little trickier because it's such a bold ribbon, and then you're trying to work with the existing ribbon on the tree. So it did take more time than I anticipated, but that's pretty typical with the contrasting color ribbon. Now I'm going to weave this ribbon throughout as the final top layer. This one I get to be a little more like fancy with, because it is double-sided, like it's the same on each side. I can do kind of some twists and rolls and ringlets. So we'll play with this and see how it looks when we're all done. Again, I'm gonna start at the top, and I'm actually gonna start from the back and continue to work my way around the tree without any traceable path. So there you have it, about 150 yards of ribbon woven throughout my tree. Again, this is just another foundation layer. Next up, we're gonna put some really big ornaments to fill in the inside of the tree. And then we will work on our tree topper and fill in with ornaments throughout the tree. And then, because there's always more, I'll put like little pokies and things to give different elements to the tree. I think at that point it's almost done. Keep tuned.